Battlefield 6 launched with massive hype, hitting an all-time high player count. On the surface, it looked like Battlefield was finally back, but after a few weeks, something started to feel off. You finish a match, you load into another one, and somehow you walk away unsatisfied. Not because the game is bad, but because Battlefield 6 is missing something absolutely critical for its long-term survival. And without it, this game is going to struggle to keep players around. So what's missing? Well, that's what we're going to get into today, so make sure to stay until the end of the video to find out. Let's get into it. With Battlefield 6 facing backlash over its lack of maps and content, many players don't realize there's a much bigger issue quietly hurting the game, which is the absence of persistent server browsers. When it comes to the franchise, older Battlefield games weren't just about individual matches, they were about team persistence. After a round ended, the server stayed alive, the next map loaded, attackers swapped to defenders, and defenders became attackers. You had the same server, same map rotation, and same players. And that's where Battlefield truly came alive. You recognized names, you formed rivalries, and not only that, you knew which players liked to spam tanks and which squads to be on the lookout for when locking down objectives. Battlefield wasn't just about chaos back then, it was more so about familiar chaos, if that makes sense. This is something Battlefield 6 doesn't have, which is hurting the game. We have no server browser and no persistent servers. You leave every match alone basically, and you're thrown back into matchmaking and assigned to a random server with random players that you will likely never see again. And this completely changes how Battlefield feels. Currently with Battlefield 6, on paper, having no persistent browser sounds ideal. You get balanced teams, faster queues, and a clean reset. But in my opinion, Battlefield was never meant for that. The game thrived on momentum and getting revenge on the team that just beat you. To put things in perspective, imagine if you just finished an intense game and lost by like 4 or 5 tickets. Wouldn't you want to run that game back, with the same group of guys going up against the same enemies, trying to get that W? To me, that sounds way more fun. Persistent servers didn't just create nostalgia, they created better gameplay. When players stayed, squads coordinated naturally, players learned map flow, and matches lasted longer. With Battlefield 6, everything resets before any of this can even start. You never reach that next level of teamwork because the game won't let it happen. It just wipes everything clean. Every match is disposable. You're not defending a server, you're not chasing revenge, you're not building momentum, you're just literally passing through.
Quick mid-video shout out to Katana888 for finding last video's hidden character. For this one, there's going to be a character from Dragon Ball Z hidden throughout the clips. Same rules apply. First to comment down below the name of that character with the correct timestamp gets a shout out on the next video. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. Let's get it.
Removing the server browser and persistent servers has seriously damaged one of Battlefield's biggest strengths, which is forming teams and making new friends to play. In past games, you could pick a server, stick with it, and naturally start recognizing the same players match after match. That's how people ended up adding each other, using mics, forming squads, and eventually building entire friend groups. That social layer is basically gone now. On top of that, the current matchmaking system makes it nearly impossible to play with more than one squad of friends. And if by some miracle you're able to connect with more friends outside of your squad, at best you can maybe get one extra person into the next match, and that's if they don't get stuck in the queue. Playing with friends shouldn't be a workaround or a gamble, it's the bare minimum expectation for a multiplayer game. So what happens if persistent servers truly can't be fixed? The only thing I can say is, at least don't make matchmaking miserable. If the game sees I'm already suffering in a match,
Don't put me in the same map again, don't put me on the same team, and don't put me into another half-finished round. There's times where I'm stuck playing Liberation Peak on defense for like 5 games in a row. At that point, the game feels repetitive with nothing new, and it just makes you not even want to play the game altogether. Now, this isn't about saying old Battlefield was better, this is simply about the design. Battlefield was at its best when it trusted players to build their own culture. This made Battlefield different from every other shooter game out there. By removing the server browser and server persistence, Battlefield 6 removes the urge that players had to get back into the next match. Now, of course, don't get me wrong here, Battlefield 6 is fun, but fun alone doesn't create longevity. The community does, and so does persistence. And until Battlefield brings that back, this won't be a game people return to. Having persistent servers is one of the things that will help the community grow naturally. And that's pretty much it, guys. A quick video on my thoughts regarding the server browser and the lack of consistent servers. What do you guys think? Is this something Battlefield 6 should add? Or do you think it's fine the way it is now? Let me know down below. Lastly, make sure to subscribe to the channel, guys. Would really mean a lot, trying to hit that 1K mark. And actually, we're less than 100 subscribers away from hitting that goal, so let's keep at it. But that's pretty much it for this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And like always, make sure to be back for the next one. Peace.